It's the strength of the few that will be able to get through this book. I'll tell you that right now. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Madeline Bookout, Labyrinth survivor.
And I'm Hannah Bookout, dog lover, and this is the Check This Book Out podcast where two book-obsessed sisters talk about fantasy and romance.
Today, we are doing a book review episode for The Strength of the Few by James Islington. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's been over a month in the making.
Yeah.
In fact.
And it took me all month to read it.
No, literally. It took me that entire time to read it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yep.
I don't know if it's ever taken me that long to read a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we typically kind of structure our book review episodes, world building, plot, characters, writing style. But because of the nature of this book, we are probably going to deviate from that a little bit. But I just wanted to throw it out there. Fully expect chaos.
Yep. The chaos you get in the book is the chaos you're going to get in this review.
It's the chaos I feel in my heart right now.
Yeah.
Let's put it there.
That sounds like some kind of like Tumblr quote.
Bring Tumblr back in 2025.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Brittany Broski. How have you ever seen her talk about her Tumblr days? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. Not spend super amount of time, a lot of time in the intros.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, everybody, find your comfy reading chair and grab your pet Iunctus and let's check this book out.
It
almost feels like wrong to call it that, to be
know.
honest. It's a little morally gray of
yeah,
me,
a little bit.
But
all right, well, let's start as we always do.
Ratings. As we always do. Yes, our ratings of The Strength of the Few on 3. I actually don't know what I'm reading it.
Me neither. I actually don't have a single clue.
Okay, actually, hold on. I need one more second.
I think I know. I know what my heart and my body is feeling right now, but as Check This Book Out reviews typically go, sometimes I change my rating at the end. Because
initial reaction rating. Yeah. Initial reaction rating of The Strength of the Few on 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it here.
Yeah, dog. That's how I'm feeling.
It is how I'm feeling. Unfortunately.
To recap, I gave The Will of the Many 5 stars.
I did as well.
So.
Easily,
like 30%, and I was like,
as easy as
5.
breathing. I'll just go ahead and tell you why.
Yeah, let's just give me your general feelings, thoughts and feelings.
My general feelings is that this book was hard to read.
Yeah,
it was hard to read.
Yeah,
it was difficult and strenuous, and I think that's why it took me so long to read it, was because of how much brain power I had to constantly be using.
Mm-hmm.
And there were like almost no brain breaks.
100%. In the nature of chaos, that's what I was going to say, is there was any time I was reading this book and I tried to catch on to something like an Easter egg, immediately there'd be something else in the plot drawing me away, that like I had like book ADHD. Like it was so hard to focus. It was hard to focus.
And I think that we're obviously going to get into the reason like for why, but that I think is the main driver of like why I gave this book 4 stars, was because it was just difficult to read. That, and I also personally felt the middle of the book went really slow, very stale and boring for probably like a good 20%, a solid 20%.
I would even say the first 50% did not like really
didn't do anything for you.
Of course, like the first like 10% where we're like learning about the other worlds initially, but the rest of that I was very underwhelmed until about 50%.
I would agree. Yeah. I think that all of the information overload at the beginning, you're kind of immediately getting answers, which was really refreshing, is what kept me hooked for probably that 30%.
Yeah, for sure.
But then 30 to 50 was like, oh my God, this is boring.
Yeah.
Snooze fest.
Yeah, a lot of what I thought was dwindling at the time, which of course I understand was like plot build up, but it didn't feel like that. It felt empty.
Sometimes even now, I still feel like not all of it was necessary.
Yeah, I agree.
We're getting into spoiler territory.
Yeah.
So
if you haven't read it, enjoy, and then come back.
Exactly. I think regardless, we should talk about writing style since it's such a huge factor of what makes up this book. I would phrase it this way for myself personally. I thought that the way he wrote this book was super ambitious and he achieved it almost successfully, mostly successfully. But I do not think that it is going to work for a lot of readers.
Are you talking like the split POVs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I think my points about the writing style from the first book, like, I like his writing. I like the way he writes.
Yeah.
But I think the big deviation for this book was the 3 worlds and writing 3 POVs on 3 different worlds with different world building and like magic systems, etc., different characters with limited to no interaction was very ambitious.
Yeah, for sure. I have never heard of it being done before.
Yeah. And I don't think it worked all the time.
Yeah. I think it had detriment to the story. Cause like I personally had like a favorite world. I don't know if you did. But like when you're so focused on one world, you kind of forget about you don't really care when you're reading the others. You're not as focused. But it being Vis in all 3, that kept me engaged, no matter what world we were in. If it had been another character, like let's say we jumped to like caeror's POV in Obiteum, that probably would have lost me way easier. So I see what you mean about like it was very ambitious, but I felt like it worked quite well actually.
That's what I mean by mostly successful. The reason why I say that like almost not is that I don't think that a lot of readers were, or not a lot, but I don't think all of his readers that read and loved The Strength of the Few were going to like that.
You mean The Will of the Many?
Yeah, sorry.
Well, yeah. I
because it was a struggle for me as well, like at some points, but I liked what happened in The Will of the Many so much that I was like, I know it's going to pay off, but it takes you a while to get to that payoff point. It takes you to like 60 to 80%.
For sure. But I think what also might like hurt is like moving away from that beloved like school like setting and plot, and you're going into the second book, which is already kind of dreaded because you don't know where you're going to be, like what Caten's actually going to be like. I think that's part of it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now you're in 3 different worlds, 3 different cultures, and 3 different languages, and now you're really having to start over.
I think that's ultimately what makes this book so confusing, is how confused Vis is. To your point of like, it's Vis's perspective and POV in each one. He has to learn 2 other worlds. He has to learn 2 other languages, and two of the worlds he's like learning how to deal with a disability, and he's thrown into these places with no context. You know, he doesn't even know that. I mean, in Luceum, he still doesn't know that Catenicus is dead. Like, even up until now.
Yeah.
You know, he still thought that he was on rest.
Yeah.
Until probably like 60 to 70% into the book. Like, he is so confused this whole book, and I think that that's why I am so confused.
Yeah. The other reason why I'm so confused is Vis in the world, like let's say in Rest, there's something that Viridius had explained to him. I still don't feel like Viridius explained it all the way. So I'm still confused. I only had 70% of my question answered. So even though Vis and Rest might have a semblance of what's going on, I don't.
Yeah.
That's where I got most confused in this book.
Well, and the time skips too.
Yeah.
There is one time skip in particular that I like literally thought I was asleep at the wheel. I was like, what the hell happened in between when the last chapter in Rest versus this chapter in Rest? I had to go back and say, did I fall asleep reading? And I went and looked for the last Rest chapter. It's the part where after all of the military people, like all of the military, like Quintus and people die because Diago Wolf kills them. So he basically goes and tells his friends, like, hey, y'all need to get out of here. There's chaos. Time skip. He's running from somebody because he's become a vigilante and gets shot and all of a sudden, what's his name is there? The manservant. All of a sudden he's there. And he's like, oh, Master Vis, you want some tea?
Master Vis.
Get naked. You just took a shower. There's somebody in the office. Like, what?
That was a really disruptive time skip for sure.
I was so disoriented. I was like,
and they're like, yeah, it's actually been like 5 days.
Yeah.
5 days.
I know. Catenicus on fire.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, yeah, those time skips happened a lot. And within those time skips, I don't know if you noticed this. This is my biggest pet peeve with the writing this book, is that very much, there's like the whole show don't tell when it comes to, a character learning something.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about this with the Will of the Many. What does this book a disservice but also makes it unique is that Vis is not the one that discovered the ruins. He did not have to go through the entire process of translating everything. Viridius just told him, this is my translation. But that cost us as readers because we don't get a really clear indication of what those translations were.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. To this day, we still don't know what they said. And that drives me nuts, not knowing all the information. And to the end of the book, like, that happens so many times where Vis is being taught by caeror or being taught by Viridius or even Ulquiskor or Lanastia. But James Islington will just cut out the entire conversation and come back 2 chapters later when it's been a week, and Vis is like, oh yeah, when Viridius told me about whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, when caeror explained harmonic will to me
Mm-hmm.
5 weeks ago when we were practicing. Like, no, you gotta show me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just tell me in your inner monologue what you had learned in a sliver. I understand why he did that, because he didn't want it to be like an information dump of just 2 characters dialoguing, being like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I understand, or I have questions, blah, blah, blah. I get that can be boring, especially in a book when there's so much information to learn. But that was so confusing and left out so much information. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
No, I think that I don't know if it was intentional or not, but
to me it felt like the only way that James Islington knew how to explain information that wasn't being seen and witnessed by Vis himself.
Yeah.
It was really frustrating to me.
Yeah, the nature of this book is that there were 3 POVs. Like, he could have made this book 1,500 pages and each world have, 500 pages each, but he couldn't do that. And so you had to be okay with the fact that Vis was learning and growing and developing when you weren't, like, seeing his POV real time. And that made it really hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for example, I got so confused about the, like, political structure and just overall Luceum as a world, because it was, I think, the most vastly different of the 3. And in the beginning, I was like, you know what? It's okay if I don't understand right now. I'm sure I'll understand later. Like, I'm sure that eventually, like, something will get explained better, and there's going to be this conversation where he has it, like, laid out to him, kind of like you're saying. And that never happened.
It never happened.
And so I just let myself be confused for the whole entire book until I was done.
Yeah.
And that's how it had to be.
No, really.
And all the names.
Yeah. Yeah.
How am I supposed to tell what they all have the same name? They all end in US or something. Iden is the only one who has a unique name. Equa is the only one who has a unique name. It's like, but everybody else involved in the hierarchy has the exact same name.
Yeah.
And it all starts with Quintus and
Magnus
or something. And I'm like, what is...
No, yeah.
And that just probably shows you that I didn't pay full attention at some point.
No, I mean, I think that's a natural human, like,
response.
Mistake. Yeah. And I realized there was a glossary at the end of the book, which I wish I had known that earlier, because there were some times, like, during meetings and stuff and rest, where he was talking to some Magnus or Decimus something.
Yeah.
And I was like, whose dad are you?
Whose dad?
Especially, like, Indol's dad and Iroh's dad. I would mix them up.
Yeah, same.
Anywho. Yeah, I understand the need for, real estate in this book is rare. Like, we only have so much room to explain certain things. I didn't always hate it, and I understand why James Islington would need to use that method of, like, educating the reader, but sometimes I felt like it was insufficient and confusing, frankly.
Yeah, it was a hard read.
It was.
It was difficult, and I felt like I was using parts of my brain that I haven't used in a while. Maybe it was helping me fend off dementia. I don't know. It's like how people like do crosswords to make their memory last longer. I have no idea. But I don't think that it's for everybody.
That's for sure.
It takes a strong reader.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
Oh.
That was a horrible, horrible, horrible
No,
pun.
I like that.
You like it?
That. Yeah.
It's the strength of the few that will be able to get through this book. I'll tell you that right now.
That's so good. And that's so true.
It was the will of the many that tried.
Heck yeah, brother. Yeah.
There is no world where the next book of this series does not also have 3 split POVs.
Yeah.
Right? That's the only way. Maybe there's some opportunity for all of Vis's personalities or all of his copies end up back in one place and like uncopied or something. I don't know what that would look like, but maybe it would happen.
Yeah.
But there is no reality where the next book does not also have 3 POVs unless one of him gets killed.
True.
Right? It was difficult for me. Did I end up being okay with it? Yeah. Did I find some points of it really fun and some points of it very frustrating? 100%. But the idea of reading another book like with that same format is daunting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Will I still read it? 100%. Do I think everybody else will read it? No. And Colby made that point. He was like, I bet that there are a lot of people who kind of DNF the series because they didn't like the way that it was written or the structure of it. And I said, I think that's very interesting.
Which I 100% understand, but I also 100% think you're crazy if you didn't like it.
I mean, maybe there were people who like DNF'd it in the middle.
True.
Well, I know that we normally do this at the end, but because of that line of thought, I want to see what the ratings are like right now.
Go for it.
Okay. Currently on Goodreads, there are only 23,500 ratings, and it has 4.4 stars. The first book had 4.6 stars with, right now it has 178,700 ratings.
Dang.
So it's only been out for a month. That definitely has something to do with it, right?
For sure.
The spread, there's so many people who rated it 5 stars. So many people, like double the amount that rated it 4 stars.
Wow.
But that's a big jump from 4.6 to 4.4. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
With only like a fifth of the people have read it.
Initially I did wonder if this book was having some second book syndrome. I won't lie to you.
Well, in the middle, I think it for sure did.
Yeah. Well, up until 70% where we both knew like the plot was picking up, I thought that this was a second book syndrome book.
Yeah.
I really did.
It was tough. I knew it was going to happen eventually, but it just took a while to get there. So, anywho, we have talked a lot about the way this book was written and the structure.
Yeah.
Shall we get into plot?
We shall. And I kind of want to start with Obiteum.
Okay. That's where the book opens, isn't it?
If you don't mind.
No, shall we?
We shall.
Okay.
Okay.
Kick us off, Hannah.
I was kind of wondering this. You know how Vis has like 8 different names in this book? I feel like to differentiate between all the different Vises, that I'm going to have to call them by different names.
On a Reddit thread, I was seeing them calling them like O-Vis or Elvis or Arvis or O-Caeror or Caeror.
I feel like I may just call him Siamon.
Seaman.
Mhm.
Is that how he says it in the audiobook?
Mhm.
Okay, then do it. You have seaman, vis, and did I say that like seaman?
You did.
I thought I was saying it Simon in my head.
Seaman.
Or same.
Seaman.
Simon.
Like a Siamese cat. Siamese.
Shut up, bro.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so it would be seaman.
See, the way you're saying it sounds like seaman to me. Can we call him Simon?
Yeah, we could call him Simon.
Okay, we're gonna call him Simon.
Simon is from Obiteum.
Uh-huh.
Vis is from Res. Luceum is deaglan.
Deaglan. I thought it was deaglan.
They say it like deaglan.
Deaglan.
Like the Irish people they are.
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Seaman.
Dude, we just agreed on Simon, bro.
I can't say it wrong if I know how to say it. But now it's just making me laugh.
No, it really, but it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Go for it. Continue on, warrior.
Continue the journey, warrior. Obiteum was my favorite world, hands down.
Okay.
The stakes were always high. Always.
Uh-huh.
It always kind of felt like an adrenaline rush. I thought like the world of half empty, half humans was like really cool. I like that it was like Egypt, but like with scary green water, like Chicago. And I liked that. And I loved Caeror.
What? Oh my gosh. But Caeror wasn't even in Obiteum for half of the time that Vis was there in the second book.
I know, but like I loved him in the initial part of it, and I always hoped he would come back.
I did too.
Which we'll get into that maybe. But
yeah.
I loved Obiteum. I thought that was like the coolest, most pack and text. And of course, because Ka is like the most,
Yeah. I know that we're not getting into the other worlds, but my favorite world was Luceum.
Okay.
Despite not understanding what the fuck was going on the whole entire time.
I thought you didn't know.
I just really liked the relationships that he built.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the way that Will was used in Luceum was the coolest.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, him being able to control the Iuncti was cool too. But I don't know. It felt very normal medieval fantasy to me.
It did.
And I think I gravitate towards that towards that naturally. So
valid.
That's kind of where my thought process went there.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyways, Obiteum was so interesting. It felt very dystopian.
Creepy, scary.
Creepy. Yeah, it seemed like empty
and cold.
Yeah. Even though it was really hot because it was a desert. But like, I don't know how.
The Wii music, the little desert. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm like I'm getting over a sickness, and I'm just kind of like my brain's not really on.
Yeah, we just got the giggles today.
We do. Anyway,
Obiteum.
Yeah,
I loved Caeror, and when he ended up going back to the Cobber sarcophagi, like the tombs, I was really hoping that Caeror would still be there.
Me too, dude.
And
me too.
I'm so curious as to where Caeror is.
Went.
Yeah.
But
the Iuncti were like so dystopian and creepy and weird. The Infernus, is that what it was?
The river.
That was cool as heck too. I kind of agree with you. It was a cool world. It was very unique. But it was confusing.
It was.
The layout of it, I did not understand it. I said, I need a map.
Yeah, no, really. I needed a map.
I need a map.
Oh, I needed a map.
ASAP.
I needed a map real bad, especially when we were going underground in the tunnels of Duat. Oh, I needed a map real bad.
I needed a map.
We're losing our minds.
Dude,
This book
that's what this
took
book did to
all
me.
my mental
Yeah.
brain cells.
Yeah.
It took it all for its
You
own.
and I have a single brain swell.
Struggling.
We had a single brain cell and now we're swapping it back and forth.
My cat.
Yeah. Okay, you get it now.
Okay. My turn. Anywho, I think starting with Obiteum really hit the ground running in the plot, and it made it really helpful. And we got so many answers right off the bat where I was like, whoa, Caeror's just
Caeror knows
answering
so much.
everything. Thank you, Caeror. Thank you very much. And Caeror was so daddy. Like, he was so father and funny. Well, Caeror was daddy, too.
Caeror and Vis, like, fall in love, or?
No, but, like, I loved Caeror. He really took care of Vis, and it like, genuinely felt like they were really good friends.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
Yeah.
Especially after losing Catenicus. Seeing Vis have, like, a male friendship like that again was super sweet.
Along the same lines, Netocret, is that her name? The relationship that she and Vis ended up forming by the end in Obiteum also felt very meaningful to me, which I wasn't expecting. I was very distrustful of her for most of the time.
Yep.
And then what was the other Yunkti's name? Amos. He was also very interesting, but the circle in Obiteum was very small.
It was.
The circle of characters was very small. His interactions were limited.
Yes. Which I felt like Obiteum was a very much like Vis-centered world, where I feel like Luceum and Res were not, you know?
A lot of parties. The main party in Obiteum was Ka. Like, Ka is the factor.
Yeah.
It is where everything falls.
Yes.
What was your favorite part of the Obiteum world? What was your favorite scene in Obiteum?
When oh my gosh.
Overseers?
No, not overseers. When the gleaners showed up at Cobber. And that was a hella good scene. That was intense and scary.
It was scary.
And like, again, Vis being like a badass, like, I know exactly what
stab
to
me
do.
Right in the chest, brother.
Right here, brother.
Give it to me.
Right here. And then like, you finally got to see him like controlling a Yunctus. And that was super cool.
Not even knowing that he'd really be able to do it. Like, this month of buildup of, am I going to be able to actually achieve this, was really cool.
Exactly. And of course, like, side note, but in the other book, I can't go without saying, like, then like another Vis in another world like felt the chest pain, and that little element was added to it. Oh, that part was just so
that was
good.
Really cool.
Oh, it was good. Intense. And I was sad about what was going to happen to Caeror and to, what was that guy's name? The Yunctus.
I have no idea. Was it this to start with a D? DJO?
It was not Jadef.
Oh, I don't know.
The one that they had been practicing with. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But, no, yeah, that was crazy. That was a good scene.
That was a good scene.
Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, we're picking up.
Especially with how he had just been about to go to try to get into that room. What was that?
The Mutalis.
The Mutalis, yeah. Just when he was about to go try to open up and see what was inside.
What was in there.
He'd just overcome his aversion to going there because of the thrum from the Naumachia.
The whole process of getting into Duat too was like excellent. That was so unique, so cool. Getting to like see it deeper into like the gleaners and the overseers, like learning what the overseers were, and just like the Mutalis gates and the obsidian and like the fraction, the Neterkatet and the East being together. It was like the East and Neterkatet were where the Yunkti lived, and then the West was just called the West, right?
It's alive versus dead.
Yeah. Duat was really confusing structurally, but like in my head, what I pictured it as, it's just so cool. Really interesting.
It would make a really cool movie.
Oh, yeah, it would.
I mean, I think this has been picked up.
Yeah.
to be a movie. If I remember
has.
correctly, I saw something
Someone
on
got
social
the
media.
rights
Yeah.
to it, yeah.
Was it Sony?
That sounds right.
I don't know. But this would make a really cool movie. I think my favorite scene on Obiteum was the combination of when he sneaks into the Nomark, like after that goes so wrong, and half wrong, half right. He figures out where Ka is, right? And he figures out Ka is sleeping. He ends up escaping, but the Nomark like has seen his face. And that part was really cool, but I think my actual favorite scene is when he ends up jumping into the Infernus and takes that all the way back to Cobber.
Yeah.
And ends up going and getting the flail and crook. That was the coolest scene in my opinion. Honestly, it might be one of my favorites in the whole book, especially because when he touches the flail and crook for the brief moment, he has visions of himself on the other two worlds.
Yeah.
So cool.
So much I don't understand there. Like, how is that possible? Like, literally, how is that possible? Like, what is he tapping into when he touches the flail and crook that had happened?
I don't know.
But it keeps things interesting and it keeps it cool.
I have to ask myself, and James, if you're listening, do you even know?
Period.
Because, like, how can you have this all mapped out in your head?
I don't know. But he had his dad from, like, book 1 mapped out somehow.
That's a whole other thing.
I know. We'll get into that. I know I kind of jumped, but
it makes me want to force Brenna to read the published copy of this book, because I told you she read the ARC.
Yeah.
I need to know how much has changed.
Wait, that's a great point. Yeah, she needs to read.
Yeah, I need her to, like, I need to know if anything changed.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yep.
Because there's just so many things in this book where it ends up tying out.
Yeah.
How much, and maybe this is just a question for writers in general. When you're writing a series, do you just randomly think things in the middle of the second book that'd be like, oh, that'd be cool?
Yeah.
Or do you have, like, everything mapped out and you stick to your outline?
Yeah.
You know?
We see, like, some authors do it, like, with ease, but, like, it always just seems crazy every time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But the flail and crook room, the sarcophagus, was that Ka? Who was in the sarcophagus?
I don't know.
Was it symbolic? I don't think so. But we got, like, a stagnant pool of water, like there is in Luceum, with weapons and things. And then we have a sarcophagus, and we're like, oh yeah, Ka's sleeping in Obiteum. But Ka's not sleeping there.
Interesting. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah. So I'm like, are there 3 Ka's in Obiteum?
I don't think so. I think there's one on every world.
Yeah, yes. I'm just kind of joshing around. But it's Obiteum in and of itself is going to take up a lot of my brain power here because it's so different. Ka is sleeping. The Nomark. Like, there's
the Gleaners.
The Gleaners. The Overseers. It's like Vis was saying in his, like, inner monologue. Is Ka sleeping because that's the power it takes to power all the Overseers and Gleaners, and he's asleep like the Nomark.
And he has to be, like, connected to them somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like some kind of, like, Stranger Things type.
Well, the way I imagine it is that Vis is only able to control, like, 2 Yunkti at the same time, max. Without being able to not able to do it. What if Ka in Obiteum is basically, it's the same thing. He's able to control a frick ton, though, but in order to do that, he has to sacrifice, like, being awake.
Well, I thought the difference was the amount of will.
Perchance.
I thought if Vis had more will, he could have controlled more Yunkti.
How did he even get the will to control the ones that he did?
Exactly.
Is it from his Vitarium?
No idea.
I have so many questions about the way that will works.
I know.
And I was already confused about how it worked on Res. So adding in 2 other worlds where it's all different
Yeah.
is crazy.
This is like a more reaching kind of like my mental block because I don't know any information further on out from here.
So
What I assumed, and I know this is kind of jumping to the end, but like what I assumed at the very end of Obiteum is Vis killed Daddy Ka, who was holding down the fort for the end of the world, and Vis just accidentally killed Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Accidentally.
I think what we gather at the end is that Ka is actually not the bad guy.
Yes. He's doing the necessary evils.
Yeah, he's doing the Lord's work and basically combating in ways we don't understand the concurrence, which is the true ultimate bad power, right? Which seems like it's just a massive system of Iuncti based on what he hears in Res. And by killing Ka, he makes it so that Ka is not synchronous. And our understanding now is that Vis is the only synchronous individual.
Correct.
And now Vis is the only one who can save the world.
Yeah.
The world.
And save the world from what, though? That's the other thing, is that we don't know.
I don't think we're going to know until the 3rd book.
Exactly. Like, yes, the cataclysm is necessary, but that's not what the end of the world big overall risk is. The cataclysm is just the lesser of 2 evils.
Or is Obiteum is lost? Does that mean that the concurrence has already conquered in Obiteum and Ka is being controlled and the concurrence is all the Iuncti?
That is what I think. Yes.
Maybe.
I think I had been thinking that same train of thought. Yeah.
So I just saw a really crazy theory on Reddit that I'd like to throw out to you.
Yeah.
It says caeror in Obiteum is Iuncti. And caeror is being controlled by the concurrence with the goal to get Vis to kill Ka.
That makes a lot of sense. And I actually think that caeror is a Iuncti everywhere, by the way. I think he's a Iuncti in Luceum too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I also saw that theory, I think. Well, maybe.
The only reason why I didn't think that he was Iuncti in Obiteum is because of caeror sharing. He can't lie as a Iuncti, remember? So,
Well, then how does that make sense? No, I thought it was that you can't lie with an instruction blade in you. I don't think that...
Oh. Okay, maybe that's what it is then.
Yeah, because if Iuncti can't lie, then that means that everything caeror said, if he was a Iuncti to get Vis to kill Ka, would be true, which like defeats the purpose of him manipulating Vis. So I think it's just that an instruction blade.
Okay, so it's just the instruction blade. Well, still though, why I didn't think that he was a Iuncti in Obiteum was because he had explained like, oh, as soon as I got here, I felt my death in Res and I felt my death in Luceum.
Yeah.
So I thought like, oh, in Luceum, caeror is a Iunctus. He could be in
the counter
too, though.
The counter that I thought or I heard to that was that another like theory in relation to that was the torque that
Tara?
No. The torque that caeror is about to give him that Vis ends up crushing is a way to like block synchronism or something. And that caeror, when he felt his second death in Luceum, it was actually caeror cutting off his synchronism somehow.
I don't think that's true.
I find it unlikely, but like anyways, that was just a weird theory.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I don't think caeror was synchronous ever. He was never synchronous, and we just figured this out is because when Lanastia was blocking the network of Yunti in the first set of ruins, when caeror was running the labyrinth, the timing was off somehow to where she didn't unlock the ability to gain synchronism. So caeror went through, but he didn't gain synchronism because something with their timing was off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I kept wondering that in Obiteum when Vis was with, like, caeror, like, why is only Vis synchronous? Why isn't caeror? And Vis never asked that. Vis never asked. Well, I guess because it was the explanation of, like, he immediately died.
Yeah.
But that wasn't explained until, like, a little bit later when they were friends.
I mean, ultimately, caeror could have been lying.
He could have.
When he said that both of his died.
Yeah.
Like, he could have just been straight up lying. So, which would make me so sad if caeror was Iunctis.
Yeah.
That was for the wrong side.
Yeah.
That would make me really depressed. Unfortunately.
That'd make me really sad too. Because he was so fun and, like, happy-go-lucky despite it all.
Yeah, so optimistic.
Oh, I hate that theory.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it either.
Take that back.
I want to unhear it. La 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 la.
Oh, gosh.
Anything else you want to say about Obiteum? I think we should talk a little bit about Netocret.
Yeah, and her creepy little
and her
daughter.
Creepy child, yeah. Which I cried. I actually cried at that part. That was really sad.
Are you talking about when?
When she basically gives up her daughter.
Yeah, back to the Newmark.
And Vis tells her, like, she says, when do you let go? And he tells her, when you can bear the guilt of letting go. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I ended up really liking her in the end.
Yeah.
I don't really know why, but I also wonder who that was that came to her and said that you'd be able to get her back. Like, who was that? She doesn't know.
Yeah.
Was it caeror?
And the timing is weird because it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, it couldn't have been caeror.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Weird.
And then I'm like, was it ostius? Is that what
Ostius?
Ostius?
But ostius has only been gone for 9 years.
Okay. That doesn't make sense either.
Wait, does that mean that ostius was copied before caeror was?
Wait, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, technically military knew about all of this way before.
Yes.
So
that's why they sent ostius into it. But wait, when was ostius sent and then when was caeror sent?
Caeror was sent. Caeror's been on Obiteum for 7 years.
Okay.
And ostius has been synchronized, or ostius was sent 9 years ago.
Okay.
On rest time, because his son was like, or his uncle was like, it's been 9 years. Where have you been? Who knows what ostius has been up to? What chaos he's...
Yeah. Is he synchronous? Is he not? Who knows? How can he transport like that into Luceum?
Well, I think it's because that's the gift that he got when he became synchronous.
Wait, hold up.
You know how
everyone gets a unique gift?
I don't know. That's my theory.
Oh.
Well, I think that's why Vis can adopt Will.
I thought that was just a fragment of Will that was only on Obiteum.
No, he can adopt Will and rest too.
I know, because he is synchronous.
Yeah, I wonder if Ostius was synchronous at some point. And I think his Obiteum one died, and that's why he can't travel there. I think the reason why he can transport like that is because he went through the labyrinth and became synchronous. And maybe his Obiteum one died. But his Luceum one is still alive, and that's why he could maybe travel to Luceum.
I don't think you get, like, a unique extra gift with synchronism. Synchronism in and of itself is just all the fragments of will between the three worlds are joined together.
Well, how would you explain Ostius's jumping?
I think this should be able to do that.
I don't think so. I think it's something that only Ostius can do.
Well, think about it. What in Luceum? What's the special fragment of will that's unique to Luceum? You don't know. We don't know.
Well, I have a theory about that too.
Okay.
Colby and I kind of were coming up with this earlier when I was calling him on the car. Sitting on the car. I think that we know that will is used in a different way in each world.
Yes.
Right? Like that's explained in, I think in Res, or no, it's explained by caeror in Obiteum. Will on Res is very involved with like the body and like physical objects, like the transvex. It's about like moving objects and, imbuing yourself for strength, and it has to do with the body, right? I think on Obiteum, it's about the mind, like mind controlling. I think that's how will is used. For example, through the Yuncti, they're controlled, like their minds are controlled. They're programmed pretty much using will, probably. That's my assumption. And then I think that on Luceum, it's like the soul. Like they are able to imbue their souls into things. That's why his sword like talks to him. His spear talks to him. That's why when he touches Lear's staff, he goes into this weird soul place. So I think that's how will is used in Luceum.
Lear says it's his mind, though. Lear says it's a mind place. My only argument
spiritual is maybe a better word for it.
Oh. My only argument to that would be, I think that Obiteum's will is more about, like, inanimate objects. Because you're able to adopt will there. You're able to take a will into a person, out of a person, into an object, out of an object.
And you're not supposed to be able to do that on Res.
Correct.
So you think, kind of what I was saying earlier about Ostius, you think that if you're synchronous, you can use all three types of will in all three places?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what
see.
synchronous is.
I thought it just meant that you were copied in each place.
Well, it is the act of being copied in all three places means you get access to all three different kinds of will.
Oh.
And that's why in Luceum...
But when he tries to do something in Obiteum that's like the will that's used in Res, caeror tells him you can't do that here. Will doesn't work like that here. I thought. I can't remember what it was. But then again, maybe caeror just doesn't know what it means to be synchronous.
Yeah. My understanding was that if you are synchronous, you have access to all three kinds of will. That's why on Luceum, deaglan can adopt and sense will in other forms. I think that's why he's able to...
Do you think that sensing will comes from Luceum?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't have enough information.
Yeah.
Are we done with
Obiteum?
Is there anything else you wanted to say? I mean,
I guess the last thing really is just the Nomarch. Just like the network of children.
Creepy.
Depressing and creepy and scary and spooky. Yeah. I didn't like it. I didn't like it either. They're like, yeah, the reason why they pick children is because they're creative.
Ew. And their minds are like malleable. Gross.
And all the tunnels are like short because children would use them.
Ooh. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't know if I have anything like else specific to say about the Obiteum world, but big facts will loop back around.
The only other thing I have to say about Obiteum is I'm so curious to know what is in that library that Ka was in.
Yeah.
I really hope that in the next book, Vis somehow figures out how to read all of it or explore what's in it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the only way that Vis is going to be able to discover what the concurrence actually is.
Yeah.
In Obiteum. That's the only way he's going to learn.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what would you like to cover next? Res or Luceum?
Let's go ahead and go into Luceum. I feel like we're
Yay.
focusing on that a lot.
Confusing.
Yeah. Regrettably a little bit boring at first. And can I jump in here really quick to say one thing about character development? One thing I was gonna mention earlier when we were talking about writing styles and how, like, yes, the 3 different worlds might lose people, but wow, was it a very brilliant, unique way to show, like, character development 3 different ways in one character. Holy crap, that was cool. We've got Vis in Obiteum, who's like, Netocrat, how do you work up the courage to kill somebody? How do you do that? And like caeror, I can't do that. And then in Res, meanwhile, he's just killing people.
Everybody, all the time.
All the time. No issue really anymore. And then in Luceum, he's like, I'm actually just gonna chill out. Like, I actually don't give a fuck about anything.
He's
and
like, I'm grateful that I'm not in Caten anymore.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just gonna live my sweet little life. I have no drive to do anything anymore.
I want to be on a farm.
Yeah, I'm like, valid, king, valid.
This man is depressed.
This man has done his time.
Yeah.
But I was so fascinated that we had like 3 different versions of him. Yeah. Literally. In character, like down to the soul and the motivation, and it was really cool.
I have thoughts on that. I think that Obiteum Vis, so Simon, is most true to book 1 Vis. His personality kind of bleeds into, and that's where I think he's most true to that version of himself. Vis on Res has become a part of the system that he hated. Yeah. And ultimately it's affecting him. Yeah. And he's adapting and growing and developing into somebody who can tolerate the hierarchy and be a part of the system and be used and taken advantage of in his relationship with Ostius and the Anguis and Reliquia, which holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Which holy shit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But I agree. I also think that was really cool. But then in Luceum, you get deaglan, who's vulnerable and sweet and tired and depressed and wants friends and family and just wants to feel loved. And I love that version of him.
Me too.
It is so precious.
I loved that version of him.
That's why Luceum is my favorite, I think.
Yeah.
Because even though you don't get to see the intricacies of his relationships with his war group, you know, like Tara and Connor, you get to see a lot of those interactions, but the initial development of those relationships, there's a big time skip, right?
Yeah.
I also love that he got to reconnect with his dad, cried.
Sobbed. Yeah.
Tears stream down your face. That's how I felt the whole entire but aside from the fact that I think the politics were very confusing and poorly displayed, this was my favorite world because he gets this sweet family, you know, at the beginning who teach him the language and who help him struggle or overcome his initial struggle with only having one arm.
Yeah. And
I love that he reconnects with them at the end of the book. Are you gonna cry?
No, but I feel it. I feel the burn in my eyeballs.
Right and even though he really struggled with his frustration with Lear pretty much the whole book because he never got his questions answered. Yeah. I think that he and Lear might end up having a really good relationship. And then there's Tara.
I sense something in the water.
I think he's on to something. Yeah. I think he might get over his feelings for Amisa very quickly.
I think he realizes Amisa is not here.
Yeah. I know. I thought about that a lot. He does not think about anybody anymore. He puts Res, or he puts the Republic so behind him.
He really does.
He's like, you know what? Fuck him, dog. My favorite moments on Luceum.
Yep.
You first.
Ah, gosh. I think I have two.
Okay, go for it.
When he met with his dad the first time.
Yeah.
Holy crap, did I cry, dude.
I cried.
In a little bit, I was like, James, this is too convenient.
Yeah.
No, like,
I also
this is
said
too
that.
much. Like, this is too convenient that
Well,
you
the first
did
time he
this.
sees his dad, I'm like, no.
I'm like, wait,
I left a status update about that.
Yeah. I thought, I'm like, wait, maybe it was the other Vis somehow. I thought maybe another Vis came. Kind of like how Ostius, whatever. So, oh my gosh, but that conversation actually healed something in me. Like, that was so sweet.
Yeah.
And like Luceum Vis is just probably the healthiest version of himself, and like he got to heal that little child in him that like didn't get to say bye to his dad. I know, same. That
moment in the river at the end where he's like, I want to tell him. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna start crying. Yeah. I feel the tears in my eyes right now, bro.
I see them. I see the tears in your eyes.
It's really sad. Where his dad goes, courage. Oh, and he even. Oh no, I can't.
The part I cried. The part I cried hardest in this book was when the dead man died again.
No, literally. When the man who was already dead died.
Who I did not know at all.
Yeah.
Like.
No, I know.
Oh god.
He talks about his dad so much though.
And like loves him and idolizes him.
Yeah.
And wow, yeah, that really just healed a part of me.
And the way his dad is like, I want you to become the man that you want to become.
And in his head, he's like, you're the man I want to be.
No, I know.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's how he says in the end. When they're in the river, he's like, I never got to tell him that he's the man that I wanted. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's so hard, bro. It's a knife.
Yeah. It felt so good and then it hurt so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I really did love seeing his dad and like meeting his dad. I really loved that. Despite how are we really? This is so extra.
It would have felt very convenient if his name was Christopher, right? Or Cristobal. If Cristobal had ended up being a standing character throughout the books.
Yeah.
I actually kind of enjoyed that he had a very small role to play overall. But
yeah.
In the same way, it felt convenient that his dad ended up saving him, but
yeah. He was there for so little. We saw him 3 times.
Yeah.
Barely 3.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But you're right. Vis did heal a piece of himself because of his interactions with his dad.
100%.
And he learned a lot from his dad too. Like about the Naumachia and about why
dad knew the weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they died.
Yeah.
It's crazy that the military even knows about anything because of the people, or because of his dad.
Was that really their one and only source of information? Was his dad?
I don't think it's the only source. I think that his dad found out first, and then military found out some of it, but military couldn't put all of the pieces together without Cristobal's knowledge. And they like caught the spy, Cristobal's spy, and that's how they learned a lot.
I see. But yeah. Anyway, I think my second favorite part of Luceum was probably the Fornax underwater city.
I honestly forgot about that scene.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
And like what makes Luceum like interesting is like the mental, like Will being able to talk is the best way I can describe it. Like these weapons are like unworthy.
Yeah.
And then he touches the Aurora Columni and somebody's just like, Synchronous! Like creepy as heck. Like, oh my gosh.
I forgot about that. I mean, and then also the sword that he ends up picking up like tells him how to fight people.
Yeah, that part too, yeah. So
super
interesting.
Crazy.
Yeah, Luceum is just, I feel like it's just been delayed in explaining anything. So that's like pretty much what book 3 is going to be, is learning all about Luceum.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you bring in like Ruark, Caeror. I won't lie, I did think to myself at one point, I thought it was Fiacra. I thought Caeror was Fiacra for a while, for a second. But I was like, Caeror, I feel like he's here. And I feel like he's hiding. at one point, and then it ended up being true, which was crazy. I still wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, same.
But
I had thought that too initially. I was like, caeror is definitely somewhere in all 3 worlds. Somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Until it was confirmed on each one that either he wasn't or he was. So.
I think my favorite part on Luceum, or at least one of them, was when he kills the guy in the forest when they're looking for Golkapar's search party on the island, I think. Do you know what I'm talking about at all?
Just like after he was like patrolling?
Yeah. He was patrolling, he sensed the will.
Oh,
and then they go out and they basically kill all of Golkapar's search party.
Yes.
So, but he kills that guy, and then they end up camping for the night before they go find the rest of them. And and Vis tells them everything.
Yeah.
And the reason why that stuck out to me so much was because he always talks about, his dad says that you can't truly love somebody if you don't trust them and if you're not honest with them. And I thought, finally somebody knows. And it was high stakes because to Vis, he didn't know that he was not on Res anymore. He still thought that the Republic was out there somewhere. So I loved seeing that vulnerability and the way that he was able to connect with that group of people through it. That really felt good.
Yeah.
And I cried a little bit probably there when he told them.
I love that Luceum Vis was a crier.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, all Vises are criers.
True.
He'd be sobbing in Luke. Well, I guess it was Luceum in Fornax.
Yeah.
But he like just starts crying because he's so scared.
Yeah.
I love a man who can cry.
Me too.
So that was one of my favorite scenes on Luceum. And then I think the other one is like that just last sequence where Ronan, sacrifices himself. Vis gets stabbed. The whole thing with Lear, which is just in and of itself crazy. And then like ultimately resulting in Ruark, like caeror giving up his identity. It just was a crazy sequence of events that I ended up rereading because one, I was like needed to make sure I had all the pieces together, but then two, I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I think, and then the way he reunited with his family in whatever it was called, the city in Luceum.
Caeror.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't even try with the names. Oh, I wanted to bring this up to you. The audiobook. The teacher in Tarnak, whatever, the training.
Oh,
island.
Lochtranala?
Yeah, Lochtranala. The teacher there, every time the narrator said something in relation to that guy, his voice changed. Did you notice that? In fact, there were several times in the audiobook where all of a sudden the narrator's voice changed and got like super gruff out of nowhere.
I did notice that once.
It happened all the time, bro. All the time.
Really?
So many times. Yeah. I can't remember that guy's name, but I bet you if I went and looked it up on my Kindle and what chapter it was, I could find it and show it to you.
Podrick.
Yeah, whatever it was. But every single time, it was so weird.
I wonder if he had to like go back and re-record or something.
Yeah, and just did the voice wrong.
Yeah.
It was in really random spots too. So, anyways, that was a really random thought I had.
I did notice that at one point, but yeah. I liked the Irish voices. It was fun.
Did too.
Yeah. I am very excited for Luceum going forward. I think there's quite literally, we know nothing. Literally. I'm not even going to try to really pinpoint, here's my theory going forward, because I just don't know. Well,
I want to know the significance of the torque, though. Like what Vis crushes in his fist at the end.
Yes.
I thought it was going to like show him memories or something.
Yeah.
Because he was like, this has the answers.
Maybe it was like another. Well, if he had touched it, he would have had memories too. Like I'm thinking like the crook and flail kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But this says, like, if you're going to tell me the story, you're going to do it from your mouth, right? Like, you're going to tell me yourself or something like that. So I don't know. I'm just curious what the significance of that was.
Yeah, it'll be
But
interesting.
I have a feeling it has to do with the way that will is used on Luceum. Like, you can imbue objects with memories or something.
like a voice or whatever. Yeah. Or it'll take you to the mind place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. R.I.P. to Keon, too. That was a rough start.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, and to Granya's husband. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of very sudden and unexpected deaths in this book, but especially in Luceum.
Yes.
And then that big one in Rest, which F that.
Yeah. I was going to say one thing, but I think maybe I'll wait. I think I'll hold on to it until we get to Res.
Okay. I thought Rest was boring.
I thought Rest was confusing.
Yeah.
And don't shame me for being confused by the politics. I'm not one of those fantasy readers, but I also am one of those fantasy readers. The politics is often what confuses me, and that did happen.
It was like the names. Just everybody had the same name. I know we talked about that, but I had a really hard time keeping up with the people.
Yeah.
In Rest and remembering like who was what.
Yeah, like this guy owned these ships, and this guy was what let his ship get all the way to Sylvagius, and this guy's so-and-so's father, but also has these legions. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Agreed. And I also think the time skips on Rest made it confusing too. As mentioned, the one in the beginning.
Yeah. And I think the reluctance for Vis to get any answers initially, or like to talk to Viridius, that big gap in the beginning was hard because we knew nothing about Res. So. Yeah,
that's all you want at the beginning is for Vis to get answers from Viridius, and it takes like 5 months. Or not really, probably, but it takes a while.
It takes a while.
I loved the characters so much in the first book, especially Iqua and Iden. But in the second book, it's like you barely see them.
Yeah.
Which was really sad.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I was lacking that, which is I think why I ended up gravitating towards the Luceum scene so much, was because he like finds that connection more. But that was disappointing to me.
Yeah. It is hard, which I feared that going into the second book at all, because we knew he wasn't going to be at the academy anymore. He was going to be around like all the adults and whatnot in the pyramid. Or like in the hierarchy. So also the students that he did hang out with, like Indel and Marcellus, and that they felt random. I don't know if I like missed. Obviously I know Indel. I don't know if I missed like Marcellus.
I think it's because a lot of them died, bro.
Oh shit.
That and the rest of them didn't end up in Caten. It was more of a proximity thing.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting that the military kids had to go into war.
Yeah.
Like, they had to go be soldiers. I keep forgetting
that's why
that.
He had a really hard time getting in touch with Amisa.
Yeah.
Amisa? I'm sorry, girl. I thought there was going to be more there. Not in the sense of, like, I wanted them to reconcile, but I just thought there would be more.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought they would, like, talk more.
Her story was interesting, though.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't get back together, though.
I agree.
I was shipping Vis and Iqua so hard.
I know. When you posted that status update about I just want Vis to man up and tell Iqua she's pretty.
Yeah.
I showed Brenna and I said, bro, she has no idea.
You may find this shocking, but I was so shocked by Iqua dying that
I was too.
But that I couldn't cry.
No, same. I didn't cry at all. I was like
mode. I was
like, no way.
Like reading with the jaw drop for like 10 minutes. I couldn't believe it happened. I was like, no, she's coming back. She's gonna.
No, I was like, her skull is literally crushed.
Her magic, like Quintus magic, is gonna come on, and no, like
yeah, and he had to like leave her body there. I was like, he's gonna go back.
Oh, yeah. No.
But it was so sudden.
So sudden.
I was like, no, like. whatever his name was, Decimus, whatever, he's not going to do it.
No, yeah.
He's not going to do it. He's not going to follow through. That guy was crazy.
Yeah.
Literally. He was crazy. Your son was a total dick. Like, who cares if he dies?
Yeah. Like, it is literally not his responsibility that either of his children died at all.
Yeah. Well,
Iroh, yes, but his role in that, Decimus wouldn't have actually known, you know?
Dude, I mean, I would say, oh gosh, I hope that she can become an Aeunctus, but like, I don't think that she could. Her skull is gone.
Exactly.
Her face is gone.
Yeah.
Dude, and then the way that Decimus, what's his face, breaks Vis's legs. And how he has to make some like crutches for himself.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the craziest scenes in the book. It had to have been.
Yeah. It was the scene that left me the most like, what?
Yeah.
The heck is going on right now? Didn't see this coming. And this is actually cruel. And I'm fuming.
Yeah. I didn't even know what to think.
Me
I just kept reading because what else was I supposed to do?
No, yeah.
I felt like Vis. You just had to keep going on.
Exactly. Like you didn't even have time to process the grief. Like you didn't have time.
Yeah, and also you were like, your time is limited. Lanestia is about to get zapped on the sap.
And then Okiskor is in the prison?
I know.
And Reliquia?
No, I know.
I was like, oh my gosh, no.
I was said if Okiskor daddy dies, I'm gonna
lose
it.
I'm out.
But it was sweet because they did end up having that moment, like Okiskor, and
called him son for real.
Dude, Reliquia deserved it. I didn't think that Vis had it in him.
I didn't think he had it in him either.
I was like, he's gonna let her out.
I thought the same thing.
Reliquia's story was actually really sad.
Yeah, she's like, I spent 3 years in a sapper, and that's okay. Are you okay? No. She's not okay.
She's obviously not. Girl's demented.
None of her reasoning ever worked anyway, by the way.
No.
She would always try to justify the Anguis and stuff, and girl, you were never right. Nothing ever stood a chance. Like, nothing was justifying what you were doing, ever.
No, I agree.
She seems like such a pointless character now.
I mean, she is now.
Yeah.
She doesn't serve a purpose.
She's gonna probably die.
She's definitely dead, for sure, at this point.
Kind of a weird end for her.
It was a weird end for her. As I said, I wasn't expecting it. Like,
yeah.
I wasn't expecting her to be in there at all.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, it makes sense.
Agreed.
She got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I mean, it's crazy that she got caught trying to free Lanestia, though. You know?
Yeah.
So.
She didn't really know any information either.
No, she didn't. She was a pawn.
She was a pawn.
Remember the Sedosha days?
I wonder when Vis will tell Okiskor about it.
I wonder if he ever will.
Well, I mean, about Reliquia being an Anguis.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if he ever will, because then Vis would have to give up the fact that he's involved with the Anguis.
But he's not anymore.
Not anymore, but he was.
He was. But he was being blackmailed by Reliquia.
That's fair.
I don't know if Okiskor would really, like, believe him. But, I mean, he told Iden, and Iden took his word for it.
Crazy. That was such a sweet moment.
When he told him? My jaw dropped again.
Yeah, same.
I was full, like, no way.
Well, I was just so sad because Iden's dad basically sacrificed himself to get Vis that information, you know, and he was like, Iden's not going to want to do it. You're going to have to do everything. Promise me you'll do everything that you can to convince him to go with you. And that's the only thing that Vis could do, was give himself up.
Yeah.
I still can't figure out what exactly this is a major pivot, but I can't figure out what Ostius was using this for, other than just just general chaos.
Ostius is a big question mark to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, where has he been for 9 years? Like, is he on the other worlds? How can he travel the way he does? Is he for Ka? Is he, like, obviously he's not for Ka. But does that mean that he's also under the wrong impression about the concurrence and Ka and all that?
I feel like
Is he
Ostius
Ka?
knows the most information.
I agree.
I
But
think that he knows everything.
But literally how? He can't know more. Like, the source of his information would be from 9 years ago, when the military initially sent him to be synchronous. Anything else that he learned after the fact is from being where? On res in Luceum?
Yeah.
Caught on Luceum is like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah. Colby kept talking about that Vis had a vision of like this icy area, and that's where he thinks Ka might be or something. And I thought that it's when Vis ended up in Luceum, like when he walks out of the labyrinth, that he's in this place where it's snowing before he collapses on the ground and all these people run up to him.
Oh, yeah.
Was that not in a snowy place?
It was.
It was? Okay. That's what I thought, but Colby was like, no, I thought that was a vision. And I said, I don't think so. I think that's where he like collapsed with his bloody arm stump. So, I don't know. I mean, as you said, Ostius is such a big question mark. I don't understand anything related to him.
He came out of nowhere. Like, he's working with the Anguis, but he's not with the Anguis. He kind of talks down to Reliquia, but he talks to Vis like a friend. One thing I will say is his demeanor seemed very similar to Caeror's, with that kind of like joking, like happy, kind of weird humor at first. But I'm like, no way would they like know each other.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Maybe, I don't know.
But he was a weirdo.
He was a weirdo.
He's like murder spree, like trigger happy.
Yeah, the way that he basically outed Vis to all of those military people in order to get Vis to kill them, because that's what he wanted.
Exactly. Which, this is the perfect time to say that alupi are Youngtus.
You think so?
1000%. Diago should have died. He didn't. He's a Youngti. Remember when Ostius touches Diago's head and is like petting him? He's like, actually, you're gonna be perfect. You're gonna be perfect. They're gonna think you're a god. He like was touching him. He imbued him. That's why Diago went and killed all of them. It's because Vis wouldn't.
I thought he was protecting Vis.
He was out of nowhere, remember?
But Youngti can't bleed.
They can bleed a little. A tiny, tiny bit. That's why, like, remember when with Iden?
Yeah,
he was like barely, he wasn't bleeding at all, really.
I thought he was bleeding. I thought he just didn't have, like, he could still move. Maybe you're right. Dang.
I think they can be controlled the same way they can be on, like, Luceum. Remember those dogs in Luceum were, like, very well behaved and, like...
but I don't think those were... They were alupi?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I thought they were just normal dogs.
Yeah. They're alupi.
Whoa.
So...
But then why did Diago hate Will so much in self-imbuing?
I think that he may... I don't think that Diago was always dead. That might not make any sense.
I mean, yeah, Diago would have had to have died in between when Vis saved him. Because when Vis found him, he was practically dead, right?
I don't think, like, you don't grow as a Youngtus. So I don't think that it would have been, like, any time before. But I do think that he is somehow, like... I do think that alupi can be controlled by will.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I would think.
Yeah.
Especially if by becoming synchronous, you have the ability to, like, use other forms of will.
Yeah. Like, you can't take will from another person, but you could take it from an animal. Who knows? I don't think Vis ever tried, so.
Maybe. I didn't even know that animals could have will.
Exactly.
But to be fair, the alupi are the only animals I know of besides like sheep.
Sheep. Yeah.
When Vis thinks that his family on Luceum died and it turned out to just be a goat or something.
That was so funny.
That was hysterical.
But yeah, I think that is a pivotal point going forward. I think we're gonna see an army of alupi in our future. There is one thing about Tertius Arrhesius that was sus in the end.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, something about it where basically it was Tertius Arrhesius would have had to have known about Ka.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Yes.
It's not, he's not a princeps, right? I never
No,
knew.
he's a Tertius.
Yeah, who is the princess? Is the princeps the top people, obviously?
Yeah. Princeps Decimus.
Decimus?
DI something.
Yeah.
And then
Deidus?
Tertius.
Yeah, okay. I guess really the only last, well, do you have a favorite scene on Res?
I had a lot of least favorites.
That's fair.
No, I mean, no, I don't. Res was bloodshed and chaos and sad.
It was sad. What, you don't even like the very end?
Okay, I liked the end. I did like the end. Oh, we do need to talk about that real quick.
That was going to be after my favorite scene question. Was the very, very end.
Yeah, I liked the end.
I think that I really liked his, what do you call it when you get assigned your place in the hierarchy? The part about how he had to cede to Iden in order to not get caught for being synchronous. His test.
I forgot about that.
So that was, I think, my favorite part was that whole thing.
That was great,
and,
yeah.
Like Equa ends up becoming a Quintus and he becomes a Sextus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he starts to get like the idea about his arm, and then the chariot race with Iro. Like that whole thing was pretty cool. That sequence of scenes I liked a lot.
I agree.
But otherwise I'm with you. It was so dark. It was very dark and lonely and sad. And okay, I think this is really the only thing left that we have to cover is the end of Res.
Mm-hmm.
So Vis decides that he is going to basically stop being used by Ostius and by the Republic. Mm-hmm. He's going to out himself for, I think, everything. He's going to out himself for being Conifex. Is that what it was?
Conifex, yeah.
But I don't think he's outing himself as Vis.
Yeah.
Or as Diago. But he's so desperate that he decides to become a princeps, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So he decides that he's gonna like cede to Ka pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out about what the concurrence actually is, except I don't understand really. It sounds like it's just a big system of Iunctus that are programmed, but
programmed by who?
But what I don't understand is basically he gets led to this place in the necropolis that has mountains, literally mountains of dead people that were saved by the Republic to be used for like information,
mm-hmm.
right? Intels, like pretty much. That's how Cristoval ended up in his position.
Yep.
What I don't understand, though, is if that's the concurrence or if that's a way that they're fighting back the concurrence. Because if we know that the concurrence is this mass body of Iuncti, wouldn't that be what that is?
Yeah. I think the concurrent, like what the concurrence is actually so vague now. All we have the definition-wise is Iunctus. Whether that's Iunctus anyone creates and then they go haywire, or it's the Iunctus that are in like the old ruins that are already there. And that's what I was gonna say about the first set of ruins where Vis goes and touches the thing and he like spasms out and like accidentally joins the network real quick.
Mm-hmm.
That is a network. That's a very specific network of Yuncti that is built for a purpose to prevent synchronism. That to me seems concurrence.
Do you mind if I go reread that part where he meets Ka? Like Ka's Yuncti that he sends as a messenger?
Yeah, sure.
He glances at the Iunctis uneasily. Why would the concurrence have brought us here? The concurrence have not brought you here. We both flinch and curse at the statement of the dead man in front, abrupt in the hollowness of the thin chasm. He turns to us, and I can steadily see an awareness in his gaze that hasn't been there since Caten. They are the enemy, humanity's enemy, which I have fought my entire life. Do not conflate us. Delivered emotionlessly again, but he pauses, staring at each of us as if to ensure we understand before moving on. Iden and I exchange shaken looks and follow. It does, I suppose, suggest an answer to the main question we debated on our way here. If the cataclysms are really to stop something worse, what could be the cause of the latter? It seems we have our answer. My mind reels, and I can see Iden silently trying to make sense of it too. Was Viridius working with the concurrence then? No, surely no advantage to him in deliberately obfuscating like that. And he even admitted that he was drawn to his own conclusion. He had drawn his own conclusions about the ancient enemy described in the ruins and their role in the cataclysms. Still, the revelation unbalances me more than it should, challenging a truth I was somehow certain of. I feel sick, oddly horrified, as if it were important to me that my original understanding was true. Who are the concurrents then? I say into the hush as the Iunctis lights a lantern and we forge into the darkness of the tunnel. The Iunctis moves steadily ahead of us, not a who, a what, a self-contained latticework of Iuncti. The remnants of a rogue system which once controlled the lives of hundreds of millions of people across the world, before the rending. A system, and then he says, a system? A great independent machine made up of the dead, interlinked, each one carefully purposed, more vast and complex and imaginable to fight than you can imagine. We've taken a different path than the one that Amisa led me along, and a dead end suddenly looms in the form of a massive obsidian slab divided into 3 distinct panels. The gilded symbol of the hierarchy slices down the one in the center. The Iunctis gestures me to follow. Okay. So the interconnected latticework of Iunctis to me sounds like Obiteum. Like that sounds like what's already happened in
like
Obiteum.
the Noarch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It does. But if the concurrence is from before even the rending, before the 3 worlds were ever even made, then it sounds like something that is in rest. But here's the thing. We don't know what the original world is. Mm-hmm. I'm realizing that right now. Obiteum could be the original world.
Mm-hmm. I guess in my head, I always assumed it was rest.
Same.
Okay, well, now I'm going to go read them discovering the necropolis really quick. What is this place? I whisper it, almost to myself. This is the necropolis. The Iunctis beckons us to follow him, and we start along a path to our left beneath the crushing weight of the 1,000 blank stares from the set of his shoulders. Iden is as startled and troubled as I feel, though at least there is no sign of movement. How many? Near 80,000. This chamber holds the most recent, but there are dozens more like it. Your people have filled this place with the slain of the century of conquests.
Yeah.
That's why they were killing everybody, and that's why they were conquering all the nations. Oh my god, that makes so much sense now. Everyone from great leaders to the lowest servants who may have overheard something important. Anyone and everyone who may have something valuable still locked away in somewhere in their minds. Okay, I think I'm putting it together. The necropolis of Iuncti that the hierarchy has built is basically them killing a ton of people so that they could gain information, because that's how they must have learned a lot of the secrets about will and post-cataclysm. Right?
Tapping into another network?
No. Basically, they killed all these people who might know something valuable information, because after the cataclysm, there's always some people left over, right?
1 in 10.
Yeah. So basically, they killed a bunch of people so that they would have a network of information from all over to try to get answers so that they could wake them up, interrogate them, and let them go back to sleep. Basically the exact same thing that they did to the people of Sus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how I didn't put that together when I was reading it.
Yeah, it's like their own personal library. Whenever they want information on a certain thing, they know they have the Yunctus to go wake up and ask them about it.
Yeah.
What I didn't catch the first time, though, is that there's dozens of these.
Oh, there's 80,000. Yeah.
Well, not people, but this whole mountain range is filled of this eras. But they said that there's dozens like this, right?
Yeah, so this one that they're in only holds some of them. Some of the 80,000.
Oh, I see. I see.
Well, or maybe that one holds 80,000, but I thought it just meant total. And then something that I think is actually interesting to understand is a Yunctus can seed far more than it takes to wake them. So that means that Yunctus can seed will. Which means one of the primary strengths of synchronatic will is the ability to perform what is called a cascade. These first 3 Yuncti will seed to you, then utilize the remainder of their will to wake more, who will seed to them, and then wake more, and so on. That's how he becomes a princeps, I think.
Well, yeah, because now he has a legion to fight
this
the
is
others.
his pyramid.
Yeah. In that moment, I also was like, okay, is this like actually becoming Ka right now? He's
becoming Ka or like another Ka?
Another Ka.
Yeah.
Like he is controlling the Yuncti, which is what we...
Yeah, you see me yawning.
Yeah. Which is what we, like, you know, attribute to Ka right now. So it's interesting.
Yeah, doesn't make a lot of sense.
And now that Vis is the only synchronous person to our knowledge, he will have to take Ka's place.
Yeah. He's being told so by Ka. You have to do what now Ka can't.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
There's so much.
There's a lot to handle. My brain is packed.
Stuffed.
I
confused.
guess, to me, the only last thing to say is Calidus is back, baby.
Thank God.
Yeah.
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 He's back.
And I wonder what all Calidus knows that maybe we don't. Like, what if Calidus found out something in all of that research that he was doing? What if he knows more than what he's already told? What he's already told Vis.
Yeah.
But the gang's back together, bro.
And his mom and his sister.
I know.
But all I now keep thinking about is like, oh my gosh, they won't get to see their dad.
Yeah. Really sad. But I wonder if it's going to be a kind of thing. I mean, he's obviously going to have to say goodbye to Issa and his mom.
No, they're going to be part of his army.
No, I know. Eventually, though.
Oh, like...
obviously.
Yeah.
I don't think that in whatever world comes out of them being... I mean, ideally, they're successful eventually at defeating the concurrence. I don't think that whatever system ends up replacing the Republic is going to rely on the Yuncti. I think they're just going to get rid of all of them. So, means that we'll eventually lose Calidus again.
Yeah. But I'm just so glad he's back, and like now he'll know. And that
when he's really smart too.
Like Vis can finally tell him the truth.
Yeah. And he's gonna wake up and Equa's gone.
I actually can't believe she died. Like that is actually awful. What was the point? Other than to hurt me?
Her trying to tell him, like, it's gonna be okay. No matter.
I can't, dude. I can't with that fact. Anywho. Wow. A lot of questions that we thought we had answered in the beginning of the book, but now our questions are doubled. And we are back at square one.
It's tough because everything that I thought I knew was false because everything
Exactly.
that Vis thought he knew was false.
Like, is Ka bad or no?
Yeah. But it does seem like Vis is set up in each world to learn the truth now, the actual truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's refreshing.
Is this supposed to be a trilogy? Do you know?
I think it's supposed to be 4 books. I wonder how long it's going to take him to write the 3rd, though, because...
Another 2 years.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Take your time.
Yeah.
Don't rush.
I will wait.
I will wait.
As long as it takes.
Yep.
I think I've finally run out of thoughts.
Yeah, I don't have any more information to give. All I have are questions that we'll just have to sit and wait.
Yeah.
And future Hannah watching this in 3 years from now.
No, I know, right?
Is gonna...
Wait, that's kind of
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna be watching this and trying to remember what this book was about and just as puzzled as I am.
I feel like if I reread it right now, I would catch so much.
Yes. That's one thing I was trying to tell you is like the chaos of reading this book is like I was highlighting so much, but one thing would be said, I'd be like, oh my gosh, write that down, but then we'd immediately be flying into something else in the plot. Too much was happening.
Yeah. I think to sum my thoughts, I actually think I stick with my 4. I know that sometimes we'll change our rating when we have talked about it, but I feel pretty strongly about my 4.
I stick with my 4 too.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, I've seen some of my closest friends, or not my closest friends, but some of my friends on Goodreads give it 5 stars, which I understand.
Yeah, I do too.
I understand it. I just personally can't give it the full 5 because it was too confusing. And sorry, this is gonna be my last thought about that. Colby kept saying, I can't tell. Usually Colby, I think in my mind, I'm like, Colby has answers.
Yeah,
Colby's gonna know. He understood it and I didn't, and that's okay, but he'll be my like encyclopedia and I can go ask him what happened. And when I called him, he was like, yeah, actually I have no clue. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's not just me.
Yeah.
And so we talked about it a little bit, and he said, I can't tell if it's bad writing that we're so confused, and like if we're supposed to be not confused, but we are. And he was like, I can't tell if it's bad writing that all of his readers are confused, or if he's just so dedicated to the writing style that you're intentionally supposed to be confused.
Yeah.
And that's what I lean towards.
Yeah.
I lean towards it's just so intentional and it's so unique and not something like not a writing style that I'm used to experiencing as a reader, that it feels so foreign and unlikable in some ways over it being poor writing.
Yeah. In the first book, he proved himself to me as like a worthy author, but I have been scarred and hurt before looking at you, Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros.
No, literally.
Where the second book syndrome actually just is something it came out of left field. So I am scared too, but I will also put my trust in that this was like intentional confusion.
Yeah.
And there were some moments though where I do think that the confusion was unnecessary and just like poorly provided. As I already said before in further detail, but overall, I think that we're supposed to be confused.
Yeah. And should that make me give it a whole star off? I think it's valid because to a certain point, you shouldn't want your, like, to a certain point, it's going to be to the detriment of your reader's experience to be so confused that they may just stop reading your book.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that reflects a little bit like poorly on the book as a whole. But some people probably like it. But I guarantee you more people dislike that part of it than enjoy it. So, but I do recognize that this was an ambitious book and that it was probably hard to write. So,
yeah. Especially if there's 4 books planned. What are the other 2 books going to be about?
I could see it wrapping up in 3 books.
Me too. That's
Nolan,
the
I think, is the
thing.
one who told me that it was going to be 4, but 3 is such a hierarchy number. Like 3 worlds,
3 books.
3 pyramids,
Yeah.
etc. So
Maybe it'll be like 1,000 pages this time, but
yeah, who knows?
yeah, I think I stand by my 4 stars, the same reason as you. I think also part of the reason why I docked was because I really wasn't invested in this book until 70%, truly.
Really?
Yeah.
I think for me it was more 50.
The taking of 50% yes, but like action wise,
Yeah.
where I'm like, this is the plot, was
Mhm.
70%.
Yeah, I think I really started to get invested when he started to get invested on Luceum.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I finally was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I like Luceum a lot now. Res is Res.
Yeah.
And Obiteum was always just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I do dock some points there for that.
yeah,
It did get a little bit of second book syndrome, so
it did a little bit.
that's okay. Because I think it had a lot of redeeming qualities, but I still stand by that.
Agreed.
Wow.
Okay, let's wrap it up,
Let's
everybody.
wrap it up.
Thanks for sticking with us if you are still with us. Overall, great book. Excited for the rest of the series.
Very excited.
And I think a good installment in the series for sure. I don't think that I have any book releases coming up. Let me make sure. I hate the new iPhone update, bro.
There's a new update?
Yeah, it's confusing.
Oh.
Okay. I don't have any new releases, but
Okay, then.
thank you for joining us. I'm Madeline Bookout.
And I'm Hannah Bookout, and you should check us out 2 Tuesdays from now for another episode. We're going to start our 2025 wrapped up, so get very excited. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok in the meantime. And we would absolutely love you if you would leave us a rating or a review or a comment on our videos on one of our platforms. It means a lot.
It would. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We love you.
Stronger together.
Yeah, that's
Adios.
right.